Hi, this is Anna Horford, and you're listening to Horford Happy Hour. Hey guys, welcome to the final episode of Season 1 of Horford Happy Hour. I can't believe that I've been doing this for almost a year already, and I just want to thank you all for joining me on this journey. And for my final episode, we're going to be doing a review of 2018. So we're going to just be talking about some of the events that have taken place this year, and we're also going to be discussing some of our favorite products that we've discovered recently, as well as popular movies, music, all of that. My guests this week are my sister Maria.
Hey, motherfuckers.
And our new sister, Christina Capron Horford. She and John just got married in October, so 3 sisters.
So fitting for tonight.
So fitting. Thank you for joining me. And she said it was fitting because our wine this week is called 3 Girls. It's a red wine blend from California. The vintage that we got was the 2016, and really like it.
It's really good.
Very smooth.
Definitely
not dry at all.
A good way to end
the year.
Yeah, the year. Because
season finale. Woo!
Yeah. Love it. So if you like red blends, I would highly recommend this one.
We should have got 2 bottles, man.
We
didn't know, though, it was going to be this good.
We've already poured out the entire bottle between the 3 of us, and we're just getting started, so should be fun. Before we jump into things, I want to give some quick shout-outs real quick. So just a big thank you to Josue and Nick at CLNS for helping me start Horford Happy Hour and for bringing me to the CLNS Media Network. And I also want to thank all my guests throughout the year, my family and friends specifically.
Especially me.
Yeah, Maria was on a lot of episodes. You were a fan favorite.
I know.
So I appreciate that. And Teeny, I call her Teeny. She's been on a few episodes this year as well, so I appreciate that. And, you know, we got to talk about everything from basketball to relationships, sex, current events, and I can't wait to come back with a new season, and I plan on taking things to the next level, so definitely tune in for that. Okay, so to kick off this episode, I wanted to start with all of our best and worst parts of 2018, our peaks and our pits. So, Teeny, what was your favorite part about 2018?
Personally?
Or... Yeah, just in general.
I'm going to have to say marrying your brother.
Oh, yeah.
And buying a house.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Big, awesome things.
Mm-hmm. And we got Tucker.
Yeah. Aw, their little dog, which is like their actual child. And what was your least favorite part about 2018?
Oh, gosh. I'm on the spot. I don't know. I know it's recent, but, like, probably putting Sosa down.
Yeah.
That was the saddest I've been all year.
Our family dog passed away. He was battling cancer, and he was, like, the most loving, beautiful dog.
He was only 3 years old, so it was like way too soon.
Yeah.
Did not get enough time with
That's literally like what hurts me the most.
I know.
Yeah. You don't realize how traumatic those events are until you go through them yourselves.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it was gonna hurt, but I didn't know, like, it would be, like...
And
that's
so
like your guys'
hard.
first family dog,
exactly.
though.
I
Yeah.
was just gonna say, like, growing up, like, my friends had dogs and they died, and, like, I understood they were sad, but now I get it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
my
yeah.
God,
It's your
this
family
shit
member,
Yeah.
man. Like, it's crazy.
Shit sucks.
It was so
sad.
heavy, too, and we were all there. We got to let him go at home. Our mom made arrangements so the vet came over to our house, which was really cool of them.
Yeah.
And so he got to go in his bed, and it was traumatic for me. I was a mess, and I know that all of us felt it. So anyone out there who's ever lost an animal, we can sympathize with you.
For sure. Mm-hmm. So that I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
That and then losing Erica was like definitely the worst things.
That's the first two that came to
Mm-hmm.
my mind. Yeah.
The best things for me, probably, I don't know, like, this is gonna sound, I don't know if it's gonna sound cliche, but I learned a lot of shit this year, like just
what?
in general about life, and like about my photography business, about my relationship, about my friends, like, just so many lessons.
So much growth.
Yeah. And
That's
I think
awesome.
that's what you hope for.
Yeah.
You know?
But, like, more than any other year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I look back at other years and I'm like,
Because this year really challenged us, too.
Oh, for sure.
Like, a lot took place this year, and I can kind of piggyback on that. So, just to get my favorite out of the way, it was, I think my podcast, just starting it and having so much support and, like, love from you guys was awesome. and this has been a really great experience. It's definitely like a learning experience. Took me a while to get used to it and to get comfortable, and I was so anxious in the beginning, and I hate listening to my early episodes because I'm like, I should have been way more like comfortable and confident, but that's all a part of growth as well. The least favorite part of mine was, like what you guys said, just death. There were 3 people we knew who had taken their lives this year, and then our dog just passed this last week, and I think that we were just kind of like, and it was just steady throughout the year. It was like one thing and then another thing and then another thing. And I think that kind of made us naturally grow and evolve as humans.
Yeah. John sent us those videos. I wish I could remember so I could tell people. And it just talks about death and like why it's not a bad thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And that shit, I was like, oh my God. I was like crying.
Why it's like not what? The end.
It's like, it is okay.
Yeah.
You know, we always
that
talk
was
about
really
that
helpful.
Because I get like scared of it sometimes, but it's like,
oh my God, yeah.
You're gone. You're at peace. Like, whatever.
Yeah, you are at peace. And I believe, like, that your energy goes somewhere, too. Like, whatever, like, you'll go back into the earth or into the universe somehow, you know. I don't necessarily believe in, like, the traditional sense of heaven, but I do believe that you do move on. And so I think that, I don't know, that kind of puts you at peace a little bit.
Yeah. You think the good place is real?
Not like how we think it is, you know, like how points get added up, or if you're a good Christian or a bad, you know, or a bad person or whatever. Like I don't really believe in all of that, and I've struggled with that a lot, like religion and stuff, because I've had Christian friends who say, you know, if you don't accept Jesus into your heart, you're going to hell. I'm like, so what about the thousands upon thousands of people who have never met a Christian, who live in remote areas, who, whether that's South America, Africa, wherever, you know, people in villages, you're going to tell me because they didn't know about your God that automatically condemns them to some afterlife of torture. Like, I don't buy that at all. I think if you're a good person and you put out good energy, like, you're going to get that back somehow. So, I don't know. No one knows either.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Do our best with what we have.
One
Make
more
the most
positive.
Okay.
Of this year, and I haven't like talked about it at all. But weed just got legalized in Michigan.
Yeah. That's a great thing.
What?
I forgot about
that. We're 23, like you're 25, but this shit. What?
She's like, you ancient bitch. You're dusty ass. Like, what?
No, it's just crazy.
It's like, you're over the hump.
I bet mom is even more, like, I bet it's even crazier for people like that. Who, like, she grew up in the 70s. Like, they were definitely hiding and smoking weed in the alleys and shit. And now can smoke it in your house and you're good. Like, that's dope.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And I think it's also going to help a lot of people.
Yeah.
So that's a 2018 thing. It's like being legalized so many places. I think that is one of the bright spots of like this very kind of dark year. And I don't want to be too like dun 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 about it, but like even the first topic that I wanted to talk about, the Me Too movement, it's been something that's like really heavy, you know, and time's up, and kind of making people reflect on their choices, how they treat others, you know, things like that. And so I kind of pulled up a quick little history about the Me Too movement. So this is via MeTooMovement.org, and it says that the Me Too movement was actually founded in 2006. So it's been around for a long time, and I didn't know that, to help survivors of sexual violence, particularly Black women and girls and other young women of color from low-wealth communities, find pathways to healing. So their vision from the beginning was to address, you know, finding resources for survivors of sexual violence and to build a community of advocates driven by survivors who are at the forefront of creating solutions to interrupt sexual violence in their communities. So this has been around for a while, and it just, I think with social media and it talks about the viral hashtag of Me Too, it kind of got blown up and kind of thrust into national dialogue, which I think is a really, really good thing. I don't think there's one of us that knows someone who hasn't been affected by some type of sexual assault or violence.
Which is sad.
It's really sad. And it happens to men and women, but it happens to women so much more frequently, and it just impacts so many people. And I think that shedding a light on it is going to hopefully prevent it from happening in these numbers in the future. So I was going to ask you guys, why do you think so many people, because there are advocates for this movement, right? But there's so many people who are against it too. And they think that, like, women make these things up, they make these stories up. Like, why do you think anyone would ever be against this?
You're guilty.
Yeah, either, I was going to say,
like,
you're
what?
guilty, or people, like, they just think, like, because there's no evidence, that they think, like, it didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's like, it's hard to have evidence in those situations. Like,
even rape kits, like, they can't get through rape kits fast enough to prosecute people, and that's like hard evidence, you know, of another man's semen or DNA on you or whatever, and it's, you know, people still aren't getting justice.
Right.
So.
And I think so many times it's happened that, like, a girl will accuse a guy, or vice versa, or whatever, and then you'll hear that the girl, like, redacted, like, her statement. You know what I mean? Then the people are like, oh, she was lying.
Yeah.
So then they think, but, like, she probably wasn't lying. She probably was just being, like, pressured to, and, like,
scared,
knew she couldn't win, or, like, you know what I mean? So I think those cases are probably, like, in people's minds, like, oh, she lied then, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you look at, like, our justice system, how you can get more time in jail for possession of marijuana, for voter fraud, than you can for actually raping another human being.
Right.
Like, that is, I mean, if you're a white male, that's how it works. So, like, that is terrifying. And I think so many people see that and they're like, we lost before we started. You know, and then there's just no hope. And also, you run the risk of people doubting you, calling you a liar, and just, like, not believing what you have to say, because sometimes people just don't want to believe it. Sometimes people don't want to believe that there's scary things that go on in the world, but they do. And I think it's really awesome that we're addressing it, because now I think people are feeling more comfortable. And to anyone who says that women come out for, like, money or fame or anything, it's like, take a look at Christine Ford, who testified against Kavanaugh, and her life has been hell.
Right.
She had to hire security, like, she's gotten death threats, like
Like,
nothing about that is
Yeah,
glamorous,
that's what I'm like,
and no woman wants
Right.
that. And
even if it wouldn't give you, like, all that attention, like, it's still traumatic to come out and
Yeah.
talk about it.
because you have to relive it.
Right.
It's just, like, horrifying. So that's not even an argument. So if you ever say that, then you're fucking stupid. And that's that. Yeah. And another thing that kind of has to do with the Me Too movement is the whole Larry Nassar case and scandal. So as Michigan and Lansing natives, we really can't escape the Larry Nassar case. And you know, we know friends and acquaintances who were his patients, and it hits really close to home. Like, people we went to school with, people that we know were impacted by this disgusting monster. And so people were kind of discussing, like, how did he get away with it for decades, you know? And my opinions were that, like, it was his standing in the medical field, because he's, like, this world-renowned doctor, his credibility and success as a doctor, and also, like, fear and manipulation, I think, also played a huge role.
I think it being gymnastics, too, like, being his main sport, had something to do with it, too, because it's, like, I feel like the girls were so young, some of them at least, and they probably were just, like, okay, like, he has to, you know what I mean? He has to do this. Like, it's just kind of,
it's all about discipline and, like, listening to your...
And gymnastics is such, like, a physical, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I can easily, like, if I was in that situation, I could easily see myself being, like, manipulated into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so scary to think about.
Definitely. And, like, I think that a lot of people just didn't want to question him because of his standing in the world.
Yeah.
And even parents, you know, told their daughters not to question him. There were dads who went on record and they were like, I can't believe I didn't listen, or I didn't see this, or, you know, that one father who had committed suicide, like, that was horrible when he found out it was true, because Larry was his friend. And I don't know, so many people also knew, like, the president of MSU knew, the athletic department knew, and I don't know, how do you guys feel about this whole thing?
I actually didn't even know, like, I had heard some cases and like what he had done and things that had happened in the room with the girls, but I heard that there's a podcast out, and it's like some of the cases, like, the girls, like, their stories are way worse than, like, I ever thought. So like, I actually want to, like, listen so I know, like, how bad it was. But I knew it was bad because of how many people he did that to.
So you're saying we only, like, it's only scratching the surface.
I think it's a lot worse. Like, I think he did really mess up shit. So I just heard that.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Memes?
I don't like to talk about it because it's not.
It's not a fun topic.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a fun topic. It's just, it's really sad. Like, it hurts my heart that all these girls got
and some boys.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're getting their settlements. Like, not that can even touch what he did to them or whatever. Like, but at least they're getting something, because so many survivors don't.
Right.
When they're manipulated or abused or whatever. So, take that money, girls, and do some good with it. And just know that piece of shit is going to be miserable for the rest of his goddamn life.
Bang, bang, skeet, skeet.
I'm going to drink to that real quick. A couple other things that I wanted to touch on, topics that have really been thrust into the spotlight this year. The importance of mental health awareness. So people talking more freely and not being ashamed. And I think I think it's good that we're on that path to not condemning people. But I also think that there has been a rise in suicide rates. And it's also really important to remember to, like, reach out to friends and family. Because the last thing someone depressed does is reach out to people. So it's like, if you see any of the signs, and I know I've talked about this before on my pod, but just make sure you're reaching out to people. Make sure you tell people that you love them and that you care about them and that you support them as well. Next is just another year of Trump, which obviously sucks. You know, the dude's ignoring climate change. He's breaking the law. There's an insane amount of nepotism going on. He's crazy on Twitter. And I just can't wait till he's, like, out of office.
Yeah, isn't he going down?
Yeah, my dad, every time I see my dad, he's like, it's time. It's going down. It's all he talks about. He's like, it's happening. I'm like, all right.
And more and more people who voted for him are saying, like, I fucked up. Like, so many people.
He keeps doing worse and crazier shit. Like, it's just unbelievable, honestly.
It's a joke.
Yeah. And then a couple other things on the list I don't really want to get that much into because they're really sad, but family separation at the border, I would like to openly say fuck that.
Yeah. Random story about this. One of the guys that I work with, he and his wife got married in California and then went to, like, a mini honeymoon, and they went to Mexico, and they were trying to get through the border when everyone was getting tear gassed and anything. Like, they were there.
Oh my god.
And it took them, like, 14 hours to get back across the border because Trump tweeted just, like, shut it down, and they were just, like, sitting there for, like, hours and hours while that shit was happening. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I would have been terrified.
He's just fucking with people's lives and, like, doesn't even care. Like, I cannot wait for him to fucking just go down, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Trump.
You're going to jail, bitch. Yeah. You little orange Cheeto motherfucker. Fuck you. And the last sad thing, I know we're going to get to some, like, better topics in a second. Our school shootings. So,
oh my god.
No.
I know Maria and Christina don't want to talk about this stuff.
I mean, there's nothing.
Sad.
It's just sad.
Yes,
I mean,
we need to bring awareness to it.
Okay, yeah. So let's bring our awareness to it. What do you think is the answer to stop it or to slow down the amount?
I think we need stricter gun laws, more thorough background checks, mental health screenings for anyone who's going to have a weapon in their home.
And we do not need to be giving teachers guns. Like, that is the stupidest idea
I've seen teachers lose their tempers. Like, the last thing I'd want is them to pull out a Glock and be like, do your homework, bitch. Like, be like, okay, Judy.
We gotta do what we can to make sure they're not in the wrong hands.
Yeah.
Not right hands, wrong hands.
Yeah, definitely. So, and I've said this before, I believe in, you know, the right to bear arms. I do not believe that people who abuse their wives, insane people, you know...
or we don't need AK-47s and shit. Like, we don't need automatic rifles.
There's no reason for it. There's absolutely no reason for it.
It's pointless.
And too many people are getting hurt. And no other country is like this.
I know.
Like, we're supposed to be like, USA, US. It's like, no, everyone's like, you guys suck. Like, people hate us, and I do not blame them. So... I have some followers and listeners from across the pond. I might come stay with you guys at some point here soon if things don't get better, because fuck this noise. The FabFitFun Winter Box is finally here. FabFitFun is a great gift to yourself or a loved one. Surprise your mom or sister with the Winter Box as a holiday gift to show thanks. I always love getting my new FabFitFun boxes, and I always love trying all the new products, and it's so amazing being introduced to so many new brands, like the Thrive Cosmetics Brilliant Eye Brightener in Stella, which is a champagne shimmer, and an Ahava Hydration Cream Mask. Everything is so amazing and high quality. I love it. So FabFitFun is a seasonal subscription box delivered 4 times a year with full-size fashion, beauty, home, fitness, and wellness products for just $49.99 a box. Again, these are full-size products, no samples of anything. And it's a fantastic value because many of the products' individual value is more than the entire cost of the box. Again, this is great for discovering new brands and products. So sign up for FabFitFun today. FabFitFun boxes make amazing gifts for the holidays. Use my code Horford to get $10 off your first box. Go to fabfitfun.com to sign up and start getting the box for a life well lived. Use promo code Horford to get $10 off your first box. That's over $200 for only $39.99. Go to fabfitfun.com and use my code Horford to get $10 off your first FabFitFun box. All right, on to some lighter topics, because Maria and Christina are getting depressed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you guys first. Did you have a favorite movie of 2018?
Ooh. Oh, gosh.
You
it's so hard
asked
to...
us
Yeah,
before,
I need to prep this.
Yeah.
Hold on. Can we pause?
I can read you guys what some of the top movies were.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll say yay or nay.
Okay, well, you don't watch movies, so you're not going to be able to say anything about any of these.
Okay. No.
So these are the best movies some of the best movies of 2018 according to Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
First one on the list.
Oh, God.
Paddington got 100%.
I didn't watch Paddington.
Is that that bear one?
It looked creepy.
Well, I don't even
It was supposed to be really good.
Oh my gosh.
So that was number one.
I did not even.
Well, I'm gonna have to watch it.
I know, 100%.
Yeah.
There's not one thing where I'm gonna find something.
I know, right?
And come back about talking about
And
this.
I just kind of pulled some of the bigger names out of all these movies because there were a lot of like indie films, things like that in there. But so the next one on my list is Black Panther got a 97%. I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I don't think it was my favorite movie of this year.
No,
but
but it was really good, and I think what it did for just diversity in Hollywood was rad. For sure. Know? Black Klansman, which I really want to see and I didn't see, got a 95%. A Quiet Place got a 95%.
That was definitely my favorite movie.
It was.
Okay,
I haven't seen it.
I loved that movie.
I know. Well, okay.
Wait. What's the scary movie you?
Oh, that's on here.
With what?
Hereditary.
It's on here. Oh my god. Okay, so if you...
I don't think I would call that my favorite movie this year either.
No.
I did not. That movie sucked.
No, it was like okay, and then the end was weird. Yeah, like why did they start flying? That was just
I don't know, like the whole like
John and I were like, "Are you
thing.
kidding me?"
Yeah.
Oh, you went with us.
Yeah,
we all saw that.
I was okay. Here's the thing.
Okay,
so
sorry.
with that movie, like that one got an 89%. The scene in it. And it's been out for a long time, so if you don't want to hear this, then skip the next 30 seconds. But that scene where his sister is having that, like, allergic reaction
in the car,
and she sticks her head out the window to get some air. So her brother's driving, like, 80 miles an hour to get her to the hospital, and she sticks her head out, and she hits a pole.
No, he swerves to avoid a deer or something.
Yeah, and she...
At the exact time.
Yeah, and her head... comes in contact with a pole and she's decapitated. Maria's first response was, "Is she okay?"
You guys.
Well, they didn't show the head for a while.
Yeah.
So
okay, but if you hit a pole going that fast,
I just remember, I think there was a sound that was like,
yeah, and you knew it was game over for that girl.
My gosh.
Also on there was The Incredibles 2. That got a 94%.
That was cute, actually.
You saw that?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
I think I watched it at home. I just remember it wasn't like the storyline was different.
Coco
like it was
from
Mr.
This year?
Yeah, Coco was good.
Coco was so good.
Yeah,
that wasn't on there, was it?
It was probably like the top 100.
I bet it was on there. That got a good.
Yeah. I think it probably was. Crazy Rich Asians got a 91%.
Yes. I didn't see it, but Mom was like, "You have to see it.
It's so cute."
I want to see it too. Why are you seeing all these? Usually,
I watch these at home when John's gone.
Oh, really?
I've literally watched both of those within like the last 2 months.
Okay. A Star Is Born.
Oh, that was
90%.
But I want
it was so good. The ending is so heavy, though.
I would like to see the first 3 versions, or at least one of those older versions of it.
Yeah,
and just
me too.
Kind of compare it.
Definitely.
But the music was really good too.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And then last one on my list is Avengers: Infinity War. That got 84%. I really liked it. I know there were a lot of critics out there because of the whole like Thanos thing and whatever.
Wait, what about it? Oh, They didn't like the ending?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
okay.
They didn't like how it ended, but it's obviously not the end.
Right.
Don't get your panties in a bunch.
Right.
So yeah, those were the top ones that I picked off of Rotten Tomatoes that I knew were really popular or whatever. And on to the next topic. Do you guys have a favorite song of 2018? Do you want me to read what's on here?
I bet the middle's on
and
there.
And I don't want to be cliche, but like...
You didn't write that one down? Because that's probably the top song of 2018.
The middle. Oh,
the middle?
Yeah.
That was like blew up in everyone's face.
In My Feelings is pretty timeless.
Oh, yeah.
That was number 1 on Rolling Stones.
10 years from now, we're going to play that song. We're going to be like, oh my God, this was the song.
And we're going to be like the dorky parents dancing to it, and our kids are going to be like, Mom, stop it.
I wonder how music's going to change in the future. Like, do you think our kids will listen to, like...
I don't know, because...
And they're going to be like oldies.
Yeah. I listen to, like, not super old stuff.
We'll listen to, like, Fleetwood.
Yeah, so
that's not like Frank Sinatra shit.
Right, yeah.
What if our kids listen to that?
I don't know, man. So Drake in My Feelings was number 1 for the Rolling Stones list. Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper was number 2 from A Star Is Born. Dude, and it's such a pretty song. Yeah. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, 3 was Cardi B, I Like It. 4 was Camila Cabello.
Never
is that
Be
her
the
name? Yep, Never Be the Same.
I like that song.
What song is that?
I listened to that. That was like my favorite song last Christmas, so I wouldn't even consider that 2018. It came out in 2017, but it blew up, I guess.
Shit like that happens.
But anyways,
number 5 was Drake, Nice for What? And then I kind of skipped ahead to some of the more popular ones that I knew. So Travis Scott and Drake for Sicko Mode was 10. Mo Bamba by Sheck West was 11, and number 16 was Ariana Grande, Thank You Next.
Damn.
Thank You Next.
That's crazy because it just came out.
Yeah, that shit blew up after the video, especially.
Yeah, I like The God Is a Woman better than that.
Really?
I do like that song because it's like empowering. I'm gonna make you.
Like both are kind of empowering, though.
Yeah, they are. That's true.
Like I like the message for Thank You Next. I think it's cute.
Thank You Next. I definitely like relate it to the movies that she included in her video. You know, so I think of it as like poppy and like you know. So okay, on to the next topic. Favorite products, brands, or stores from 2018. And I can list mine real quick. So for makeup, I was pleasantly surprised. I know I'm late to the game by ColourPop. Okay, their lip shades, their highlighter, which you introduced me to at Maria's birthday. Dude, okay, so it's affordable as fuck, but the product quality is really good. So I love ColourPop. Skincare, you introduced me to the Tula, which has been so good.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, I love it. My favorite store this year, I say that I shop the most at ASOS only because they carry Talls, which is so fucking clutch. And then my favorite product, I'm a bougie bitch. I love my Lumi case that I got this year.
Cute.
Did you guys have any favorite products from this year?
I was just looking at my Instagram because
I was just trying to look too.
I don't really have like a favorite makeup.
Pop sockets were popular, which you have on your phone right now.
Pop sockets. I was gonna say like activewear if anybody's interested. I just like this year I just discovered like Free People has like they just launched like an activewear line and it's more expensive but like the quality is really good and like they have some really good leggings and shit and like sports bras too. So if anyone needs activewear, Free People's great.
Good. I feel like eyelash extensions and hair extensions, and I have a couple friends who actually do them, have become like huge this year, and they're amazing. And I feel like shapewear, I saw like different kinds of shapewear and stuff, which is cool because like if you're on your period or you're bloated or whatever, like I discovered shapewear and I was like, oh,
so just like it's like underwear that comes high up.
And so I think that got like a little bit more popular this year. Is there any other products that stick out to you guys that were like, oh, it was so clutch or so good?
A swimwear brand I like, but it's Australian based.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes a difference, but it's called Takula.
Ooh.
And it's like really, and it's more expensive, but I think our dollar's more valuable, so it's like we get it a bit cheaper than what they charge for it. But it's like the fabric is like crocheted, and it's like really thick and like durable.
Ooh, okay.
And like she always has like cute patterns coming out. So
what's it called?
Takula Bikini.
Okay.
I think. Or no, now it's Takula Vintage because they're coming out with jeans. But yeah, really good swimsuits.
Good stuff.
So check it out.
Will do. I think as far as like worst products go, And you and I...
Wait, Maria didn't say her favorite products.
Yeah.
I don't have
She
any.
didn't have any. I knew she didn't. I knew she wasn't going to have any.
You're so low maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, she doesn't wear makeup. I buy her clothes. Like, she doesn't do anything.
Lansing.
L-Town.
Okay, don't ever say that again.
What? LA, baby.
So worst products, I think, that have been endorsed this year, which it hasn't just been 2018, but Fit Teas,
yes, I knew
dietary products, anything that like really like alters. I don't know. I'm all for makeup. I know people are like into lip plumpers and whatnot, but like some people went like really overboard with it.
Yeah.
And I was telling Teeny that I love Jamila Jamil from The Good Place.
Yeah.
Her activism about body shaming and about Fit Teas and calling out celebrities and being like, bitch, you already make a ton of money. You do not need to endorse unhealthy products. It's so irresponsible. And she made a really funny video about like what Fit Teas actually do. It basically just gives you diarrhea.
Yes,
and you lose a bunch of like water weight and shit that like you could gain back so easily. And it's so unhealthy. It creates bad habits, and I'm sure you see that all the time.
Teeny's a fitness email this morning.
Trainer, so about what?
From Fit Tea. Like,
you did?
Oh, yeah, they email me all the fucking time.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
But if you have, like, a conscience, like, you can't endorse those products.
Yeah. You could throw me any number, I would never, ever promote that shit.
You're selling eating disorders.
Right, literally.
Like, it's crazy.
That's fucked up.
That, like, and she called out, like, Cardi B, and I think,
Cardi B do it?
Yeah, Cardi B did it, like, but I don't think it was Fit Tea. It was, like, a different
Kardashians
kind.
do it.
Oh, God. It's like, you are rich as hell. You don't need that extra. Like, even if they're paying you $1 million for one post, like, you don't need it.
Yeah, you absolutely do not, because it's just, you're doing way more harm than good.
But at the same time, they're, like, I mean, they're the type of people that they pay to get their, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, they don't really, like, promote, like, body positivity and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's important to be responsible, like, when you have that platform, to just promote, you know, healthy alternatives, like actually working out or eating right or whatever, you know, which is like what you do, obviously, but there's just so much of it, and it's so ingrained in us that we need to look a certain way, we need to be perfect, we need to be this, but, like, it's honestly got to be, like, health over, like, being skinny, or being, like, this Barbie doll or whatever you want to call it. So definitely keep that in mind, because those are dangerous products, and it's like a gateway to, like, just not being healthy for the rest of your life.
Waste of your money. Just
What do you think bugs you the most about, like, these fads? Like, about
these fads? It just I mean, they make millions off of people's insecurities. Like, they just keep promoting shit to make people feel worse about themselves. Like, that's literally it. That's terrible. That's the opposite direction that we should be going. Like, exactly what you said. Like, it should be about health. It shouldn't be about a certain size or look.
Agreed. And another thing that kind of has to do with that, because it's like social media related, are fake influencers. So I recently read an article about people who are sharing fake endorsements for clout and followers, and it's become like this Instagram epidemic, and it's hard sometimes to tell, like, who's real and who's not, and like what's real and what's not. And I think people should be, like, aware of scams. So, like, it's people who are going out and buying their own products and then thanking the company for, like, sending it to them for, like, clout, you know, so essentially. Funny. It's crazy, and so many people are doing it. And so, I don't know, I encourage you...
Are the companies, like noticing it? How are we figuring this out?
Yeah, I'm sure that they are, but also, like, I don't know, the article that I read, like, someone, like, just started looking into it, because they're like, no way are these people, like, being endorsed by, like, all these different companies and everything, and then, like, ended up finding out that, like, people are just faking it. Like, they're not getting sent products, they're buying their own products and, like, sharing them just so they seem, like, cooler, like, you know, more, like, legit. So, these scams are everywhere, so...
That's seriously crazy. I literally didn't know about that before you just told us that.
Yeah, and I don't know. So, I think social media we've talked about how it's, like, kind of an illusion, a highlight reel, whatever. But I also think something else that people don't understand, because people get depressed when they look at social media too much or whatever, because they feel bad about themselves, is that it's, like, not only a highlight reel, but, like, a small snippet of someone's life. Like, you're not going home with them. You're not in the car with them. You don't see what they're doing throughout their day, all day, whatever. So So just don't fall for the fake shit. Like, we know people from all different walks of life, and even the people who we know who are, like, more in the public eye and stuff, like, it doesn't equal happiness. Mm-hmm. So no matter where you're at in life, you don't have to be famous to be happy. You don't have to be rich to be happy. And I think that that's something that people should definitely keep in mind. To kind of wrap up this episode, I want to ask you guys, what do you want your 2019 to look like, and what are your goals, like your main goals for 2019?
I just want to, like, shit in the photography game. Like, I just want to, like, just, you know,
just success, on, like, happiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. Teen Bean?
I want to travel, and I would like to, at some point, I don't know if this will be a this year thing, I would love if it was, but, like, open a small gym near us.
Ooh.
Yeah, just because I hate going to busy gyms.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like, and it would just be so nice to have, like, a little place, like, we could go, like, just friends and family. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, so I think that, and, yeah, just traveling and spending more time with people that I love.
Yeah, for sure.
That's always a good goal.
And
it's underrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think about that shit. Like, I'm like, if someone doesn't call me, they probably don't want to talk, but especially grandparents, they probably do.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're not here for a long time, so that's something else to keep in mind. Those are good goals. Yeah. I think mine are just focusing on my mental health, which I've struggled with. I've been pretty open about that with you guys. Physical health, so, you know, maybe getting in the gym with Maria, but who knows, honestly. I started out last year so strong, and I would send my videos to John and Teeny and be like, guys, here I am again. Like, I did it for like a few months, and then I was like, my couch is so nice. Wow, great. And then just more positivity, more life. There's like this really great Bukowski quote, and it's, you can't beat death, but you can beat death in life sometimes. So just like living, you know, experiencing things, traveling, having great sex, having great friends, you know, and just living your best life, I think. More compassion, holding off on judging certain situations, because I am a fairly judgmental person, but just, I think, taking a step back sometimes and being like, should I even care? Like, should I even give a fuck?
Or trying to understand it more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Definitely. And I would also like for there to be less conservatives in the world. So maybe come to the good side and find some empathy and compassion in your lives and get laid or something, because you guys seem so angry.
Or smoke a joint. Come to Michigan and smoke
like that. Oh my god, that episode of Broad City where they're walking the girl into Planned Parenthood, and the guy's like holding the anti-abortion sign, and they just blow the smoke in his face, and she's like, "You need to relax," and he's like, why are we even doing this? Like, and he's like, I'm hungry. Like, we have a long way to go. Yeah, but good things are happening.
Yes,
so,
great.
And Trump's gonna go to jail, so that's gonna be awesome. We're so excited for that.
Fuck your kids. Fuck your wife.
We'll have to listen to this at the end of 2019 and see
how far we've come. Yeah.
From everything we talked about today.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Just want to give a shout out to you guys for joining me on this episode and several episodes. You guys are amazing. You guys are great. Three sisters. Where can people find you guys on social media?
Christina Capron. ChristianaCapron.
No one is going to be able to write that.
That's
fast.
okay. I just wanted to say.
All right.
Just, Christina without the H. But
there you go.
I'm Photography by Mia or Maya, however you want to say it. M-I-A-H.
How do you say it?
I say Mia usually, but
Mia
some
H
people,
or you say Mia?
I say Mia.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know, I made a confusing name. I don't know what I was thinking.
Now you're stuck with it.
Yeah.
It's a brand name.
Okay, so again, I just want to give a huge thank you to everyone who's joined me on this awesome journey. And I wish I had, done some things differently throughout the year, but I'm going to let that shit go. And I am just going to get better from here on out. And I want to kind of come back next year with fresh topics and new guests. And again, thank you everyone at CLNS. You guys have been awesome. And thank you to all my sponsors. I've had several throughout the year, and it's just been a great experience as well. And I hope that all of you have a happy holiday. I'll talk to you guys again in the new year.